It's your boy Sir Petty 258 back with another one, UnAverage Mentality, Toxxic as Fuck podcast.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. I'm Kizzy. Make sure you watch Shift the Culture when you get a chance.
How you been, Kizzy? How's everything?
I'm good, man. One of these episodes, you gonna take your damn glasses off. I just realized, I'm like, yo, why you got glasses on every episode?
Hey,
and you gonna add the hoodie?
Part of the
That's
style.
cool, because you finna be hot as a month, and I just closed the window and cut the air off.
That's why this drink gonna be like 10 minutes.
Let's see if he takes
You can see this? You can see it?
I can see it.
Okay, cool.
See it.
So today's topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically lying during sex, right? Has there ever been a time where you've been with somebody, maybe intimate, may not be intimate, where you had a reason to lie, right? So we know a lot of times you might be in the moment of having sex, and I know some niggas who would just say anything. They might gaze into a bitch's eyes and be like, "I love you," and
you that one person that you.
Nah, I don't believe in that. Not for like those words.
So you never got caught up in the moment while you was having sex and was just like, "Yeah, girl, you the best. Won't you be my girlfriend?"
Nah, I ain't never slipped up into a relationship.
Let's get married. You ain't
nah.
You never proposed to a girl like you was having sex with her?
Nah. Now, she might have got some stuff that I wouldn't have usually bought out of me, but nah, I have never said any misleading words.
You never got caught up and like put a baby in on accident?
I might say
yeah, like she like, "I'm pregnant," and you like, "Oh
no.
shit."
Oh,
but
no.
I thought you said it was okay.
All women out there know. I ain't gonna give you the details, but they already know my philosophy. If they pop up pregnant, I'm like, "Congratulations," because I know it's not mine. So why do you feel like people lie during sex? Or is it like, they caught in the moment? Do they really be feeling it? Or what?
I think people lie during sex. I think, one, they could be caught in the moment. And also, it's feelings, man. Like, how do you sit here and like I guess technically faking sex or orgasm or whatever could be, lying, right?
Nah,
because
this is probably the biggest lie.
This person believe that they're doing something and they're not.
Let's talk about that.
But it's their feelings, right?
Fact. So I'm glad you said that, right? I feel like a lot of women on both sides. I guess maybe both sides, right?
I heard guys say they faked orgasms. How does a guy fake orgasm?
By saying we came and you don't check the condom and we kept it moving.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, you would think that,
Oh, you gotta just, and he's like, all right, and I'm done. Go let your way real quick, flush it. Woo, girl, you put it on.
You can only do that with somebody that I guess maybe you're not experienced with, unless you used to, like, you know how you are, like, the guy knows how he is with an orgasm, right? Because, like, if she's used to, like, usually you pay attention to somebody's body movement and stuff like that. So, like, you ain't doing what you normally would do if you had an orgasm. You think that she would catch on. Okay,
all right, so watch this. DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club, right? Him and his wife came out saying like they're married. They've been,
I heard about that.
Exactly. So she said she's been faking orgasms for like over 10 years.
And they still married after that comment.
So that just shows you some niggas are professional fakers out here, right? So we're all right.
Or maybe his ass just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he knew though. Like, how do you speak on?
No, he said he never knew because like basically from his standpoint, right? They've been. I think she was his first.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And they've been married ever since. So it's not like he had a journey of different women and whatever he does with her and whatever she showed him is all she, he knows unless he was cheating.
She was his first or he was her first?
No, she was his first. Or they could have been each other first. Because they met when they were like 15, 16. So they've been like, high school, childhood.
Oh, sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? So any move that he might have learned out there, usually like how other guys do, and bring it back, he ain't had that chance. Everything's with her. You know what I'm saying? So she was faking orgasm for like 10 years, which I think is crazy.
I mean, that's the way she says it's 10 years. This is like within 10 years, you never like.
It depends. Like, all right, so like I'll watch another podcast and dude's like, hey, how do you fake an orgasm, right? Mm-hmm. So like when females usually be shaking, niggas like, oh, the girl be shaking and all that. Our girl came over and just started shaking, like, oh shit, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you just make the legs move like this. You do the little moans or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I know you probably seen like in those little movies where like the guy's hitting it and she's like moaning it, and he's like, I know position coming up next. Or he's still hitting it. He's like, I'm done. Like he's like, so all together. All right. So let me ask you this: like, what are some reasons that you feel like people lie in general, just outside of sex? Like,
usually, like I feel like people lie for the most part for peace and for feelings. So
right.
like, I will lie for peace.
Okay.
If I know that like this is gonna start an argument or something,
right,
then I might just lie because I don't want to go down the road. If I know that I'm gonna go to my boss and say that I was late or whatever, I'm gonna have to hear this long ass speech. I want my peace, so I'm just gonna lie and sit here and say, okay, well, you know, there was a crash or something like that. But really,
Facts.
I just woke up late. You know,
Big
I'm
facts.
gonna come up with something because I want my peace. What is gonna give me the greater peace or whatever? Lying or telling the truth. And this lying is the peace, then I just might have to lie.
Yeah.
And also hurting somebody's feelings. You know, with or without sex.
Right.
You know, how do you tell somebody, oh, like, you know, this isn't good? If you sit here and say, hey, Kelly, you know, I wasn't lying. I do like your hat, by the way.
Right.
But you said, hey, Kelly, you like my hat? I'm just like, all right, we on a podcast. Even though you can edit out, we was live. I might have to say I like your hat when I really don't like your hat. Because, you know, how do I sit here and tell you and everybody else that's watching on live, no, I don't like your hat. You know?
Nah, definitely. I think it's definitely, you know, always it's subjective, situational. I do feel like honesty is the best policy because I feel like I always say if you get beat around the bush answers, you get beat around the bush results. You know what I'm saying? So like, if we're going back to sex, if you're not letting him know, or you're not letting her know, hey, like if it's a guy, hey, your head is trash. Mm-hmm. You need to tell her that so she can get better, or she can keep thinking that's fire, and vice versa. So you got them out here going out in the world with a cocky ego, they meet that wrong person, gonna have a hard let down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like you should definitely be as honest. Now, be careful in the way you approach it with the person. You ain't trying to crush their feelings, like you said. A lot of people are lying to protect feelings, but sometimes those feelings need to be hurt so the person can grow. So
yeah, that's a hard thing to do though, is hurt somebody. Because not everybody takes things the same. Like you might have somebody who's really going to like depression mode because you know you told them the truth.
Big fact.
And they don't know how to process this and say, okay, I can use this to help me grow. They look like, oh, she said this, she said that. It's like the world is over or something.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like we do know there's some people out here who are like overly emotional, right? Mm-hmm. Emotional maturity is a thing, or immaturity is a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever messed with somebody, dated somebody who may, especially since you're a woman, right? Who might be more or overly emotional, where let's say y'all about to go out or something, you break up a date and now their whole life feel like it's ruined, or at least they project it like that. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever dealt with something like that?
Yeah, I've definitely had to lie to some people before, just off of like, you know, their own emotional issues. Like, again, maybe they're going through something and don't know that they're going through something, or maybe that's just how they are. They're just extra emotional. So I may have to sit here and lie, just again for peace.
Right.
You know, I've lied before, like, you know, just because I wanted, you know, like my bed to myself. You know, but I know I can't tell you, hey, I don't want you to come over, because then it's gonna be like, oh, well, are you doing this? Are you doing? It's just like, man, look, I just want to sleep. You know what I'm saying, by myself.
So a little white lie ain't too bad, because I go by a little saying of, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you being right is maybe telling the truth, right? All right, let me tell you what it is. But if you want to be happy, like you say, you try to go to that bed, you might gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta tell a lie.
Big fact.
But long as it doesn't, I guess, cause grave damage. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't believe in lying about somebody's safety. So if you ask somebody, okay, like, have you ever lied about how many partners you had? Or how many people you was messing with at one time?
Definitely.
You know? So, and I'll say, okay, well, you know, this is a big lie. Amongst, you know, I feel like, I guess women do it too. But
the dating world?
Yeah, the dating world. You might say, okay, well, when's the last time that you got tested? When's the last time you had unprotected sex? Like, somebody told me once before, they was like, oh, you know, just one person before, right? It was my ex. And then like 6 months later, I found out, because he was telling a story, he was like, yeah, so me and my homeboy was like, you know, so-and-so with this one girl, and like I pulled out and such and such got on him, and he was laughing at it, right? So I remember what you told me 6 months ago. So now I'm putting the piece together, and I'm like, okay, so you lied about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't lie about nothing like that. If I ever asked you, you know, because I check medicine cabinets and such, you know, like.
So hold on.
Don't lie like
hold on, is that a thing? Like, so
I asked this
you
guy
go
that
into, hold on, sorry. So you go into men's bathroom, right? And check their medicine. I heard about this or whatever. Like, I heard women saying they do it, but I've never met like anybody who actually did it. So please explain it to me.
I don't do it with every person. I do it with somebody where, like, if you just seem a little off or suspicious, then I might have to check the medicine cabinet, or check, you know, like women check nightstands. I might not even be looking for no medicine. I might be looking for some clues, you know, about some other chick or whoever whatever the case is. I may be looking for it and then stumble across something else. So I asked somebody, I was like, you know, had they ever had, you know, an issue or whatever? It was like, nah. So then, you know, I want to say a couple of days later, like another time, I was over there and I opened, like, you know, the dresser, and I see like a pill bottle for like a yeast infection. Now it was for a prior year. It was for the year before, but I was like, why lie about that? If I asked you specifically, you know,
would you have thought he was dirty if he said yes?
For a yeast infection?
In general, you said, hey, I'm guessing your question was like,
hey,
have you ever?
I don't think I would ask. Cause see, there's a background to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you lied about something that's curable, you know,
right.
Then
It's
of
not.
course you would lie about something that's not curable, in my opinion.
Big facts.
Like for a guy to have, you know, hate to say it, but like herpes or something, you couldn't sit here and say that you had.
Just knock on the wood for everybody. Monkeypox going around. All the gums look the same right now. Let's go.
For, you know what I'm saying, anybody to have anything. If
Right.
you couldn't sit here and say that, you know, okay, well, you know, you had a scare one time. But some guys be like, nah, I never. Knowing damn well they had, you know, a scare before they, you know, whatever the case is.
Big facts.
And don't sit here and tell me that you got tested, you know, last summer or whatever. And then later on you find out that, you know, you've been tested in 2 years.
And let me ask you this. Do you feel like a woman or women lie to themselves about things?
I feel like a lot of people lie to themselves. I feel like we're delusional. You know what I'm saying? I can sit here and say that, you know, I'm a great singer. And then, well, yeah, that's really just, I don't think it's lying. I think I believe in the moment that I am this great.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But then when everybody else is just like, Kelly, you're not a singer. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really just based on like what you're
lying about or what you're delusional about.
Yeah, what you think that you are. So maybe some women will lie and say, you know, just like the last episode that we recorded where you was like, you know, technically there's fake women out here. Like, you know, you take her home, she might have on a wig, she might have all these other things that you thought was real. You thought she had no gut until you took that waist trainer off.
I'm gonna go a little left, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, on both sides, but right now I'm just gonna talk about women, right? I have never heard a woman say that their area was never smelled the best, right?
Wait, you never heard a woman say that they had a bad day?
Exactly.
Okay.
But we all understand y'all stuff is very sensitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like women lie about that? Because like, you know, I hear women talk about it. They might walk in a restaurant and smell a woman, or they might be around some woman and they smell it, and it's like, does the woman not know? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because like some women, you know, like some women aren't familiar with how to clean.
Right.
Now, honestly, in my opinion, when a woman what's like smells are, you know, they're
different odors.
Yeah, there's different odors, but so you could say, okay, boom, may go to the gym. We sweat, right?
Facts.
That may be a sweaty smell.
Right.
But then you sit here and say, you know, oh,
no, I'm talking about that.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about. But
Okay.
not every woman, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like once you reach that point, something's wrong down there. Even on your cycle. Like,
Right.
Not to get too deep into it, but when you're on your menstrual, it smells like more like iron or has this, you know, this different smell. That shit shouldn't smell like no damn fish, or this shouldn't smell like something bad. It shouldn't smell like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you may ask a woman, you know, hey, have you ever had something like that? And she might not have. Or she might say she has, thinking that, oh, well, I'm on my cycle, but then that's not like a bad, technically bad smell. That's that's the smell that you're supposed, that it's normal.
I got
She's
you.
thinking, okay, well, again, you know, so I think it really depends on what this person perceives as a bad smell, and what the person asking the question perceives as a bad smell, you know?
Oh, I feel like a bad smell is a bad smell, regardless. A dead skunk is a dead skunk to both our noses.
Yeah, but see, a bad smell, like, you might come over here smelling like outside, like, you know, you step outside your house, and then the scent gets on your clothes, I'm like, oh, you know, like,
big facts. Okay,
so smell bad. I'm just, you're just like, yo, that's outside. That's not like I didn't bathe in 3 days or something like that.
Okay,
You know?
so what do you think are some, like, I guess, games or tricks or lies like men and women run on each other in the dating world?
This will be like I do like another mini clip later, but I think people lie about, people hype themselves up as far as like sex.
Yeah, their sex game.
I think, you know, I don't know. I only know, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so let me ask you this. Okay, go
I
ahead.
only know, like, because I don't like to be like, oh, women, it's not, I only know mine, right? But I don't sit here and be like, oh, I'm this and I'm this and I'm that. I don't know, because you may think that, but then the next person might not. And I think women sometimes will sit there and hype themselves. It's funny, right? I saw this meme on Facebook, and the guy posted in a meme, it said women be talking about they got their wet, but they gotta understand even trash leaks sometimes. And this is like, damn, man.
That's fire, but that's funny as shit. Now, dead ass, especially when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was about like 18, 19, out here in the journey, and I might meet a woman that I might be infatuated with, and she like, yeah, honey, I'm about to throw it back on you, I'm gonna put it on you, and we get there, and
like, what was this?
Exactly, like, oh, now her knee hurt, or you know what I'm saying, or she don't know how to throw it back. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, have you ever been catfished by a guy in that certain area?
Catfish.
Because I've heard of, like, you know, guys sending out, like,
I think women
fake
catfish.
pictures, I guess, in the sense of how I'm trying to say it. I feel like the audience is, you know, catching on with me. But have you ever been?
I mean, a grown ass man showing a fake picture. Who does that? Go Google a picture of another guy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because I'm like, I think that's wild. Because that means you went, like you said, Google. You went and researched
find a penis
that you.
It's like you was researching other penises.
So that means you was like, this the one I want. Then that means you were just holding it. It's so many like different steps. It's like this is your go-to picture. First you searched it, you liked it, you kept it, you saved it, you sent it out. Like
too
that's
much
wild.
interaction with that.
Yeah, like
I actually saw I forget the name of the show. I think it's called Euphoria on HBO. Where like the first season, you know, the guy catches the girl doing or his dad doing something. So the girlfriend goes to his phones and see all these pictures of penis, but she's like, why do you have all this in? She's like questioning like something, you know, like are you want to tell me?
Right.
But yeah, so like sometimes guys, I guess, you know, like they feel the need to you know, to hype themselves or whatever, but
right.
I don't understand the point of that because I feel like it's just like a fat person or not even say fat, but someone who posts older, like younger pictures of themselves online, right? Yeah. And then you go see them in public. It's like at some point this person's going to see the truth. So what's the point of you sitting there?
Do you feel like for the big girls, this is a big girl conversation right here, right? Mm-hmm. If you go on Facebook, usually, she fucked her foot up on that one, right? For the big girls who only take face pictures, right? Do you feel like that's lying if they don't send the whole body? Like if they don't show their whole body and like you show up and it's like, oh.
I ain't gonna lie, like
you like the
at the same time,
bitch.
like you gotta put the piece together. So
now you know
most big girls big people in my opinion, don't have like a slim face. So like usually if they take it from the shoulders up and they have weight in their neck, right. You should already know something's up. You can say, okay, she could be, you know, I don't know, have a little meaty neck, but at the same time, she could also, you know, be larger. Big fact.
I feel like that's. I think because you know so many years have went on. Now we all caught on to the trick. But when it first happened, you had no idea because there's a lot of cute big. Like you know, I'm the big girl lover, BGL out here. So a lot of cute big girls. But once again, I'm like a proportional. Let me see what kind of big girl I'm about to handle. You know, I only got a certain weight class I can handle. And I remember one joint where she cute as shit in the face, but when we pulled up, it was like she was like 400 pounds. I was like, yo, I don't.
I mean, that was on you. You should have. I mean, how long video chatting been up?
Nah. This is like I said when I was like 19. So this is like a good 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Is it wrong if somebody catfish you and you blast them on the spot? I feel like it was wrong for you lying to me. So
no, not fact.
Because I should be able to respond whichever way I respond.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a safety thing, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about to come meet this person, and you're a whole different person. You're not even like similar to the person. You know what I'm saying?
Now, one advantage that men have over women, like it's not really catfish. And I think it's just so like, for instance, men usually can see what they're getting for the most part. So you see a woman, you see, okay, she has breasts or she doesn't have breasts. You know, right. You see, she has a butt, she doesn't have butt. That's at least you see that, right? Okay. The other stuff, how it works, I don't know. You gotta figure that out. But like women, you know, some women are disappointed because it's like they go off of a guy based on how tall he is, you know, his mass, how big his feet are. Right. So I've heard some women say that they were disappointed because it's just like, you know, they thought like just by looking like, at nigga, his figure.
You wear a size 12, but you a size 2 for real, like. I don't know. I guess from a woman's standpoint, that would be. Do you feel like the myth is true? Like the size of the shoe kind of reveals what I guess you gonna get.
I mean, I don't know. To say that, like, you know, I'm not that experienced to.
Okay, my bad. Not like that.
Yeah.
But
like none of them.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah.
But to wrap this up, what do you tell people to hopefully not get lied to during sex, especially during sex? What is your advice?
I mean, like, again, I feel like it's with sex, but it's also anywhere. Like, if somebody's lying to you, you have to ask, okay, did I make it comfortable enough for them to tell me the truth? You know, am I one of those people they gotta lie to? You know, because we get mad, but then it's just like, we don't try to understand maybe why they lied. They could just be a liar. That's what they do.
Yeah, they could be a pathological liar.
Then they could just not have wanted to hurt your feelings. Do you make it hard for them to tell you the truth? You know? So, like, again, how does a woman, you know, because I guess I feel like it might be easy because like men have egos. So you tell a guy that he's not there, right? He's not that, right? Like, how do you? Like, women will have sympathy sex.
I feel like, and men have sympathy sex with women.
They do.
Yeah, because like, all right, for like men, right? There's like I said, if I'm using like that big girl example, right? Mm-hmm. I may have showed up thinking it's about to be this. I drove this way, so it's about to go down. This is sympathy. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Is
doing
that
it.
sympathy or is that just I don't want to waste my
It's
time
still
with
sympathy, like, cause it's one of those like I still wouldn't. No, because it's like if I would have found out this before I came here, I would have stayed home. So me doing this, like, yeah, okay, I guess he's like, I'm not wasting my ticket type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Women really be like, oh, you know, I don't want to hurt his feelings. All right. You know.
I don't know. But I feel like
when
men,
I was 19, I gave somebody, I did not want to kiss them.
I feel like men do the same thing.
I did not want. I was just like, I really don't want to kiss them.
And you did it anyway?
Oh yeah, I had. I
You
just
had to?
I didn't have to, but I felt like that's my nice phase. That was my well, not too nice, but
What is this?
I wasn't too nice, but it was just like, all right, well, here.
Damn. Well, for all you niggas getting sympathy sex.
No, I didn't say I had sympathy sex.
Oh, well.
You know, like, but it's funny,
whatever
right?
it is.
It's almost like some guys try to get sympathy sex. Like, you ever had a girl just try to tell you a sad story, and you be like, they be like, you think you'll be like, oh, you be like, oh, damn, I'm sorry you're going.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm that nigga. I'm like, I hope things get better.
Yeah, I had a guy like sitting next to me one time, like I was hanging out with him in the basement, and he was like, mind you, he's like at the time 37, 38 or whatever. He's like, sometimes I feel like, you know, like you just don't like me. And I'm sitting here like,
well, I don't. I'm glad you got that feeling.
Exactly. Like, don't think that you're gonna sit here and say it all sad. And I'm like, no,
funny.
but I do like you. No, you got it right.
Do you feel like you could trick somebody? Like, do you feel like a nigga could like trick their way into not yours, but a woman's draws?
Well, not mine. But
yeah, that's what I said. I want to use you specifically, but do you feel like you could be tricked into giving it up?
Pretending they got money and they don't. They pull up in the bins when they negative in their account.
Right.
You know, they try to flash for a woman knowing daggone well that's not the lifestyle.
Big fact.
That's probably one of the worst lies. Lying about they got kids or they don't have kids when they do got kids. You're 100% right about that. I was telling somebody the other day, right? Because I know, women definitely talk about like how men will talk their way out of it, right? And I also said like the reverse to a woman, where like women talk themselves out of like getting some too. But I don't think. How is that?
Because once again,
like turn a man off.
Yeah, because I think women just really have this thought like men don't turn down girls, right? Mm-hmm. In a polite, political way. And it's like, nah, guys turn down a lot more than women do. Think anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So, in that sense, it's like, nah, like, I forgot where I was going with the point.
I mean, you said, I think they turn down women a lot more than what we think they do.
Yeah.
However, like, I think women, we're more picky and we will turn down for more reasons than what a man will turn down a woman for.
Not fact. Now, this might sound bad.
I might not like the way he was driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, he driving like a nerd. He driving two hands girl now.
Yeah, y'all find any reason. Like, for me, I think this might sound bad, but I hope y'all don't take it like this. For me, yeah, this gonna sound bad regardless. For me, the woman has more opportunity to get it from me the less conversation I had with her, depending on how her conversation.
I just want to say that does sound really.
And I'm not saying like she don't.
The more you shut up, the more.
No. I'm saying because like I'm a thinker, right? I'm an intellectual person, so I like to have stimulating conversation. So if you're like a person who's a thinker, we have a nice conversation and kind of bounce ideas off it. Matter of fact, your chance opens up even more. But then you run into those people who are like just dumb blondes or something like that, and it's like, damn, you cute and stuff, but you're turning me off by just the way you talk or your demeanor or how you handle things, your relationship with your mother, your past, your baggage, all these things I didn't know before you opened your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So like, really depending on the way the conversation goes and how you receive the conversation, depends if I really will continue, because physical attraction is great, but then I still gotta be around you while you talking this frivolous stuff to me. So
I mean, you can't just like get what you need to get and dip, like,
Yeah, but sometimes like with women, you gotta like talk up to the, how like y'all want us to get into work. And
you
now,
can't just walk in and just go right to it. You gotta at least spend like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, by then I'm like,
and
that's what I'm saying. This is even before we meet up, right? We might be on the phone. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. Cause like some women literally like, they might first meet you and be like, yeah, man, I can't pay for my light bill this month. Well, this bitch got the money already. Like, you ready? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come at me with no sad stories right away off the break. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we got to wrap this up. This is another episode.
Kept that sweater on longer than I thought you were. You getting hot now, ain't you?
Nah. It's cool as a fan. Hoodie season. It's fall, cuffing season.
Right.
Make sure you get somebody to cuff if they don't cuff you first. But I'm your boy, Sir Petty 258, UnAverage Mentality, Toxxic podcast.
Make sure you check me out when you get a chance at Shifted Culture on YouTube, on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kizzy, as always.
We out here.
Oh, goodness.
That was good. We got more than I expected.
See, Jonathan? Give me some time.